We're going to talk today about neon and flex tapes and all these new ways to light, architectural lighting. It's I think that more and more LED tapes and linear system are taking a very strong um, position in the lighting market. And before I start and head with the presentation, as I mentioned, my name is Lilian. I'm the head of sales for BL Lighting, and I've been working in the lighting industry for the past, over 20 years now. I did training for many years, specification sales, new business development, and I run a lighting application center. So I hope that this experience and passion I can translate it also in what you guys are going to see in this presentation. I'm also an LC and I'm part of the IES. I'm a base instructor, so you probably will see me there also if you are taking one of the courses. So that's about me, and now starting with the presentation. Just because we have, be aligned with the time of today, I have divided the presentation in a couple of things. First, I'm going to talk about BA lighting, who we are, and where we come from. And then I will kind of provide an overview of our family of products. And then I will dive into products like Neonview, flex form and fixed form, which are our LED tapes and panels. And I'm going to end with a couple of our latest products, B5 and W5. There are many new things coming with BL Lighting this year, but I'll just focus in a couple of products and hopefully I will join back again in one of these sessions to continue with what is happening in the coming years, in the coming months. So starting with BL Lighting, we have been in the market since 1986. We were founded by Betty Lou, a beautiful lady who started with fiber optics. And it has been almost 40 years that was our basic and people very experienced in the company with that technology. But of course, the company transitioned little by little with LED systems. And not only that, but we also pride ourselves to do a lot of custom products with these linear LED tapes. So that allows to be part of many projects where we can customize and meet the requirements of different applications in the lighting scheme. And and I say even in the most positive way, people still see us as a local company, which we are very proud. We're proudly Canadian, Vancouver-based company. We have actually international experience. We cover not only Canada, from Vancouver all the way to Toronto and Newfoundland, but also we cover the US, Latin America, and we have projects in Asia, in the Middle East, in Europe. And you see in this slide only some of the cities where either we have a project installed or we have one of our reps representing our brand. So we're very happy to be considered again a local company, but we do have international experience. And just a proof of this, you probably recognize some of these brands. We have worked along with them and they have trusted their lighting requirements using our product. So we have been lucky and we are very proud that they have select our technologies and product to be part of their lighting requirement. So now talking more now into the presentation. Um, as I mentioned, I will kind of point just a couple of the series of our product line, but I'm gonna start with this slide where I'm talk about or what you guys are seeing, kind of the family of products that we have to offer. We have our sorry, LED Neon View. Our Neon View is one of our flagship products for many years now, at least for the past 10 years. And you will see why I'm saying this in the coming slides. So that's the first family or series of family. Then we have our flex forms, our fixed forms, it's our panels, our fiber optics, of course, luminaires, and of course our control. So this is the offering that BL Lighting has for your lighting requirements. Remember, neon, LED tapes, panels, fiber optics, luminaires, and control. So talking about neon, so as I mentioned before, it's one of our flagship products, and there are many reasons why the product is a flagship up to date. One of is the flexibility. The product outstands really nice, contouring and going around buildings, organic shapes. So the flexibility, the incredible good performance under, I would say, very critical weather conditions, like very hot or really, really cold. So the product can stand weather conditions that some other products can. So that's the other one. And it can be indoor and outdoor. It's an IP68 product. So we have an offering that can do whites, RGBs, tunable whites, RGBs W, um, that even pixel that can provide that color and limitless line of light in different applications. So the product is basically an extrusion molded silicon LED that provides or it will allow us to provide a continuous or very kind of an endless line of light. So when we are looking for a product that provides flexibility and give us this sense of continuous or endless light with no dark spots, think about our Neonview. And some of the features and why the product has been so great in performing in environments that some other products can't is how the product has been highly engineered. And some of the things to mention is that we normally use for, well, we basically use for all our neon a wider PC board with an 8-ounce copper belt that allow the product to be very solid and consistent. So what it does that. So having a LED board that is in place and performing and working as it should allows to not only keep the light consistent to from beginning to end of the length of the run, but also keep that light chromaticity and lumen package or lumen output consistent all along that light line of light. So the product provides not only the color that we are or the product's meant to be, but also controls and diminish any volcanic drops that it will affect enormously how this chromaticity of this light would look. So we use Neo to provide these seamless light effects, and also in applications where um, I would say we could be challenged by motion. So the product has passed the 3G test. And when I'm saying the 3G test for those ones who are not very familiar, is basically this test that allows to include product in areas where we know there's going to be motion involved, either because it's a bridge and cars are going to be passing, so there's going to be vibration, or is because the product's going to be installed at a very high, level or on the top of a building where we know that the wind is going to be a force, a nature force against the product, and it's going to be also a movement. So the product has outstanding and passed this 3D vibration test, so it's safe to install in those applications. And it's also underwater is IP68, so the product can be installed underwater either chlorine or salted, which is amazing. Usually products have limitation either to one or the other, or can only be submersible in, kind of um, natural water, but having chlorine and salted water is really a good feature of this product. It also can be walkable, drivable, and it has we actually use a raw material from Japan that allows the product to keep these whiteness. And basically what it does is everything kind of slips away from the product, keeping the product clean, which is really important when we are working with architectural lighting or places where we know that the product is going to be installed in not a very convenient, area or easy access to clean, right? And we want to keep that product with the light that was originally expected. So having a product that self clean is fantastic because we know that the product could be installed in areas that are difficult to read or to clean. So Keep in mind those features, and of course, the operation temperature can that a neon view can withstand either very cold, -40, or up to 55 Celsius. If we have people, joining from the US, -40 Fahrenheit and up to 131 Fahrenheit. So a very robust product for outdoor applications. But of course, that doesn't limit the use. We can also have our neon in indoor application where flexibility is used. In this slide, I'm showing the different profiles depending what the specifier is looking, if they want to have like a wider kind of um, sense of line on the building, on the edge, where maybe the dome's a great idea. But of course, depending its application, there are different profiles to provide the effect that they want to have in that building. And of course, to create this continuous run where we don't have, kind of dark spot when we have different connectors. The product will limit that. And this is thanks to the customization of the product. We can choose if we want the lead to be right or left in order to make these connections, 90 degree or 45, that we can, 90 degree, that can allow us to have this continuous kind of light around a building or on the corners. So remember that the product could be custom on that respect. This more of uh, features. Remember, the product is flexible, so it can be horizontal or vertical. So depending what we are looking, if we want to go around or to the side, we will decide if the horizontal or vertical bend is the most convenient. Again, could be these outdoor or indoor applications for coves, arches, or go around these kind of organic shape used or commonly seen on landscape eh, designs. And coming to application pictures, this is project that we did in Quebec. And as the weather is a challenge, how cold it can get there. So they decided to go for neon, not only because it will adapt to the shape of the building, providing a continuous run, even though we have different neons there installed, it looks continuous, but also it will astound the weather to be -30 or -20 without any. In contrast, we have a picture of same, neon view in Vegas, and I was pleased to see this project recently. A couple of months ago, I visited Vegas to do sales calls, and I was very pleased to see how neon stands, the weather in this application. This is a project where the facade is looking south, so every day they have a continuous heat non-stop from beginning to end of the day, and the light is consistent, clean. The glue that the specifier just is there. So again, that's one of the things that Neon provides, and it also is a very clean halo of light. It's direct view, so we don't have, annoying reflections or disturbance, and it doesn't look busy. It's a very clean facade with just a halo of light. And just because the our Neon has been doing so well under the weather, that we decide to bring to the market our sauna, our Neon View sauna, for applications where we're looking to relax and have a good time and look for a well-being. Well, this is super for saunas, spas, steam rooms. And personally, I found this fascinated. It's a product that it can really open possibilities for lighting design. If you remember the technologies that we still have technologies like that in the market, where we have downlights that are meant to be for these kind of environments, but they usually are a downlight that is huge, and sometimes it has condensation, and kind of this idea of well-being is totally lost because we have a downlight on top of us, right? That dim light is or idea of relax is totally gone with um, these um, technologies that before we have. And now we have this new offering that it can really reshape the way the lighting design is offered in this application. So it will have all the cool and sweet stuff of the neon underwater, outstanding performance under temperature, and this one in particular up to a 95 Celsius. So that's one of the things that I want you to keep in mind. We have one specifically for sauna, and we'll provide a lot of cool stuff for design too. Of course, we have static colors, whites, RGBs that can complement the design of your specifier. These are some of the pictures, some of the applications that we have recently done here in Vancouver. So it's a really interesting way to put the product in a spa without seeing, the light source. If we go there and we can go and enjoy our time without seeing that big down light or light source. We just enjoy the moment. That basically that's what we want to do with our product, reinforce the vision of our specifier. Talking to our second, and now to our second family of the presentation is our flex forms and fixed form. It's basically our LED and tape and channels. After our fiber optics in our beginning, the second kind of step that we did was LED tapes. So we are knowledgeable in terms of LED tapes. We know how they work, what we need to offer, and I could almost say that we have it all. We have different color render, different lumen packages, whites, and options for your project. We can go from just a very soft light into, under a cabinet or on a shelf unit, but also provide, bigger lumen packages for murals or wall washing effects. So you will find, I will go into all the details because there is a big variety, but you can find probably helpful to find our lumen packages, and from there kind of using your LED tapes. So we have different lumen packages ranging from D1 to D8. D1 is around 100 lumens per foot. D8 is 800 lumens per foot. So depending again, if you just want to do a soft halo in under a cabinet or on a shelf unit, or you really want to create an indirect effect on a cup, well, we can provide that too. And depending what the project and the requirements are, there are options for dot free, like ideal on applications where we know that we have reflections, we have mirrors, or just materials that could be very reflective. Well, dot free could be a fantastic uh, selection of product. We also have, the combination between the LED and the channel, like the picture on these stairs that have this run of light. This is store that was in Vancouver of white, this beautiful, kind of halo going around the stairs and the run. And, it's basically a channel and the LED tape. The same on the picture to the right, you see here the Hampton Inn. This is a project in the US where they wanted to kind of revamp an addition that they did to the parkade. And they basically just did in a very budget conscious manner. And they went for choosing LED tape in the panels, and that's what they use, panel and LED tapes, and they provide this kind of nice colors on this edition of the parquet. So again, depending the application, even though green, dim to warm, we have an offer either 24 volts, and we do have one in 120 in case your project demands that requirements. For a very long run, 150 foot, that can be a 120 option with our LED tapes. So again, applications, they're endless nowadays with LED. We can basically light anything we want. And of course, the channels. I think that more and more the market is understanding that the channel provides that element of fixation, of keeping the light where it was specified, where we want it. So we always promote, and you will see that in our project, we will always put and include the channel because that's the best way to specify our light, having this LED tape perfectly in place. And we have different options. We have LED tapes that are surface mount, recessed, suspended to create, your unique pendant. And even we have an option that is a stern nose. So very unique and different channels for different applications. Even we have one that is very, very slim, the Nano, that could even be installed on furniture, on walls, you name it. So don't uh, don't take for granted the channels. They really help to keep that light in place. And coming back with the with kind of the latest LED tapes that we brought is that U series or universal band that allows to have an option whenever we have to meet corners. Well, now we have a universal band LED tape that will provide that flexibility. So we have two different lumen packages and RGB option too. So again, to go on those corners, we have that option. And now getting close to the last portion of the presentation, one of our latest launches, we launched it last year, by the end of last year, late fall, very late fall, our B5. Again, of the family of LED tapes for a tape that now flexes in different directions. Um, the product allows to have flexibility either horizontal or vertical. So this product is very friendly if we want to do contouring, if we want to go around planter, a wall or columns, the product will allow this. Basically, not only will provide that flexibility, but also it will come with the option to have louvers that will control and direct the light where we need it. So remember, this is each diode will provide light and will have a beam. So depending what is the effect that you're looking, this is a more spread beam. This is probably 30 and 50, so everything blends. But if we go with more of a narrow beam, we will have, kind of a more of a contrast effect on a wall if that's what we are looking. It's an IP67 rated product, so ideal also for outdoor application, 5.8 watts per foot, around 540 lumens per foot too, and with an accessory that is user friendly. We don't need to do any special trade to do this. So once it's installed, if we notice that we need to control the light in a specific area, we just choose the diode where we want this LED tape to control the light, and as simple as that. So a very convenient way is actually revolutionary. The ones that have been doing lighting for quite some time know that sometimes we find these glares happening in some of our projects, and we need to figure out a louver. We need to find sometimes even change the spec and find a different product. So this is a very convenient and user-friendly way to control the light. So remember, IP67 it bends in both directions, horizontal and vertical, so it's universal. Outdoor applications, and of course with a guarantee of 5 years. So a really interesting product in that. If we are looking for applications like landscape, architectural lighting, or a soft, I would say, sorry, or a soft wall washing or grace effects, B5 is a fantastic option for that. Um, W5, if you want to also, you know, understand and go for LED tapes that are way more robust in terms of lumen packages, here we have the W5. It will come probably, or you will most likely install it with a panels to provide that continuous run. It's very similar in specs, but I will think that one will go more into um, contouring and another one more into grace effects like the W5. So 6 watts, 522 lumen. Um, we have different um, beam angles, 10, 30, and 45, and also we have RGBs. And both LED tapes will we are bringing them right now in kind of neutrals and warms. So you will find 27, 3000, 35, and 4000K and RGBW. So these range of CCTs and color you will have with the W5, ideal for applications where we want to kind of provide these grays. Coming to the almost the last part of the presentation, I invite you to go to our website, look into the different products that we saw today, and click their different pictures and applications that we have done through the years. In the case of Neon, and just recently we launched the project Spotlight. This publication not only is a way to kind of update into the latest technologies, but also is an inspiration. More than a catalog, this is not a catalog. This is basically to provide inspiration to your specifier. So download it or reach out to us to get your copy. And just before I go and with the session and I finish my portion of the session, I just want to remind you that we offer lighting system controls and we do programming too. We're really good with mock-ups, so samples. I will know this. We reinforce this. We know that lighting and mock-ups with using lighting are crucial in many projects. So we are on board on that. So reach out to us or to Mac too, of course. And keep us in mind for future projects. We will be pleased to collaborate with you. So this is the portion of my session in terms of presentation. Sai, I'm open if any of our attendees have any question.